All right, viewers, here we are at the tail end of our Pemberton trip. It's been a fantastic trip. Fortunately, we got down a day earlier and it saved us our travel time today. One thing that's amazing about coming down to Pemberton is that for all the years that I've been coming down here, the last 20, it doesn't matter how many times that you actually get down here, the conditions change continually. Things like river crossings, tracks, even coming up Gorcup Hill. It's been a few years since I've been here, but the track has definitely changed in that time. One thing that Simon's been quite amazed about is how we can go through a natural forest and then pop out into a little duning area only to find ourselves back into a forest in some very tight, winding and undulating tracks. And then here we are, find ourselves in a very green setting, not even that far from the coast.
We've had a diverse group of vehicles on the trip this weekend. Very good bunch of blokes. We've got some of the passionate guys down from the shop who absolutely love four-wheel driving, some people that are quite new to it, some people that have been in it for a while. Some of the stuff is quite tricky this weekend. You can make it a bit easier, a bit harder, depending on the level of fun you wanted to have, but you will need a small amount of gear to get you through. Personally, I was driving the 200 series. The power of the twin-turbo diesel really helped out on sand driving. I found it performed extremely well. Very, very impressed with the vehicle. Pulled well off the sand and up into the larger sand dunes. Most impressed with that. We got Marcus from Ultimate 4-Wheel Drive. He was driving the Prado. Quite well presented vehicle, has a lot of gear on, certainly fared very, very well. Both those vehicles just mentioned are automatic and very happy with their performance. Special thanks to Rob Robson, who's come along for the weekend today. He's here covering for the West Australian magazine, and Rob's going to be putting a bit of an article together, so special thanks for Rob. A very well-known person within the industry. Rob's run a mechanical business for the last 30 years. He's also been linked to competing and even driving the Outback Challenge and even a lot of the other local events. So when it comes to hardcore driving, Rob is the go-to person. Rob's driving a GQ Patrol, reasonably modified, and tackled the terrain very, very well today. Jeff, who's also one of the Ultimate crews, is driving the Ultimate Hilux. That vehicle is more centred around mining vehicle work. It's been specially made with internal ROPS and a range of other features that fare very well on the mine side. But most impressed with how it performed here today. It just shows that we can certainly get a diverse range of accessories on the vehicle that will perform not only in a recreational sense, but certainly on the mining front as well. Good to see young Mikey here from Ultimate 4-Wheel Drive. Mike's fairly new to the four-wheel driving game, but has the most amount of passion I've seen. Reminds me of myself when I first got in the industry. So everything for Mike is new, and he absolutely loves it. So to have people along like that really makes the trip much more enjoyable. Mikey's got a GU Patrol 4.8 petrol. It's still getting the gear on the vehicle. He's got himself a suspension and some wheels and tyres and a few other bits and pieces, but still learning, but performing very, very well. We got Remo here from Ultimate 4-Wheel Drive as well, driving a 100 Series Land Cruiser. Vehicle that's been around for a long time, very, very capable car. Got some trick gear on. That vehicle's running a very heavy-duty suspension system and rear locker, decent set of tyres, bull bar winch and so on. Great touring vehicle and certainly performs well off-road. Just goes to show, I suppose, the vehicles that we've got here will tackle the rough stuff. They can get into the heavy rocky terrain, they can tackle the sand dunes very well, but also very at home with touring. It's been fantastic having Simon and Miranda along from 4-Wheel Drive TV. They've got to see a reasonable, diverse range of territory in a short amount of time. It'll give some insight to the viewers, not only in WA with some of the great destinations and spots that we have, but also on the East Coast.
Definitely for Simon and Miranda, I'm hoping that they've had a great trip, had a great snapshot of what the southwest of WA has to offer.
This area is not too far from Perth. I'd recommend it as a great area to come along. Great bunch of blokes, great weekend, great family destination. Certainly had some fun.
I think one of the great things about owning a four-wheel drive, and certainly a four-wheel drive that's well equipped and well prepared, is being able to get out and see some of this great countryside that we have here in Western Australia. Certainly today showed why having a four-wheel drive and sticking to the tracks and looking after nature is such a great thing.
Make sure that whenever you come down to the beach or into the national park that you treat it with respect and you take all the rubbish out that you bring in with you.
To be able to end a journey the way that we have today, knowing that we've left a very, very small footprint in such a pristine part of WA, we know that we'll be back again soon.